Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to this match preview for this Saturday's game, Doncaster Rovers versus Northampton Town at the Keepmoat Stadium. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview, Doncaster Rovers versus Northampton Town at the Keepmoat Stadium. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back, thank you for returning. If this video has brought you to the channel, welcome to the 18 Dapper channel. Please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. And if you are new, this is the format that we go through for match previews. We look at the previous meetings between the two clubs, look at the current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player to focus on a little bit. We go through a brief history on the opponent, in this case Northampton Town, and I give my opinion on the one to watch for you guys. And then me and the family have got a predictions league, so there's a little update on that at the very end, just before we complete the video with my score prediction for this upcoming fixture. On to previous meetings. Donny and Northampton have faced off a total of 50 times in our history. Rovers coming out on top on 22 occasions, Northampton coming out on top on 18, and we've shared the spoils on 10 separate occasions. Looking back at the last 5 games, we have to go back to 2007 in League One, where we shared the spoils across both of the fixtures. An away defeat for the Rovers 2-0 and then a home win for the Rovers 2-0, so literally as close as you can possibly get. And then it was 10 years before the two teams met up again, so shoot forward to 2017 and same again. An away defeat for the Rovers 1-0, but then a home victory 3-0, so slightly better on goal difference in that season. And then we faced off earlier on in the season, December 2020, at Sixfields, and Rovers came out on top 2-0. Hopefully we can repeat that on Saturday, we will see. On to current form. The two teams, identical form running into this one. The running over the last 5, both Doncaster and Northampton, drawn, lost, won, lost. It's about as close as you're ever going to get in football, and it's pointing towards a draw potentially on Saturday. On to Northampton. It's been a fairly tough return to League One this season, and it sees them sitting just inside the bottom 4. They're currently 20th, literally just inside the bottom 4. But the teams in and around them are starting to find form, they're starting to turn the corner, which is not good news for Northampton. But they have shown that they can turn up against decent teams in League One, with impressive wins recently in that 5-game run against Plymouth and Portsmouth. The 4-1 victory against Portsmouth stands out as a huge result. But then on the flip side of that, you look at results before the 5, and against teams in and around them, they've not performed as they'd like to, and they've not got the results that they'd want. So that hasn't helped Northampton's position at this moment in time. So they'll be looking to get points on the board as soon as possible. And the games which jump out on that are the defeats against Burton and Wigan, which were just before the last 5 games. Tight games, but defeats nonetheless, which have put Northampton in a little bit of bother near the bottom end of the table. Onto the Rovers, we have to go towards the top end of the table, still sat in 5th position. It's a difficult one for me at the minute. Teams above us are starting to slowly creep away, the gap's getting slightly bigger the more games are played, but teams below us aren't really gaining that much ground, so hopefully we can keep a little bit of consistency coming into the end of the season, and cement our place in the top 6 and potentially go for the lottery of the playoffs. But top 2 definitely still on. We just need to start picking up regular wins, rather than the bit of inconsistency that we're finding at the minute. But Andy Butler's 100% start came to an end on Tuesday at Crewe, and I didn't get to watch the game, so I don't really want to cast any judgments on player performances or a performance as a whole. But looking back and reading reports and seeing what people have said on social media, it just seemed to be one of those nights where it just didn't quite click for us. Things didn't quite go our way. The disallowed goal for a foul on the keeper, which apparently wasn't a foul. So yeah, sometimes in football you don't get the rub of the green, and it sounds like Tuesday night was one of those. But the concerning thing for me is our injury list currently getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Tuesday night, no recognised striker within the squad, and we were found wanting come the end of it. I think if we'd have had a recognised striker, potentially there'll be a few more chances created and somebody a little bit sharper on the end of those chances and potentially putting it in the back of the net. So yeah, it was always going to be a tough one on Tuesday night, and we just couldn't quite find that goal or that breakthrough, and we fell to a 1-0 defeat. And we also got a couple of injuries which we're still awaiting some sort of results on throughout the game as well, with Reece James and John Bostock coming off. So it's going to be a very tough one if this injury list is as long as we think it is, and we're starting to see a bit of a threadbare squad coming into Saturday's game. On to player focus. Talking about the threadbare squad, it does give an opportunity for Jason Lakilo, who's been on the fringes for quite a while, coming in as a sub. Potentially he'll get a start on Saturday, and I think over the last couple of games he's shown how good he can be. I think he's come on, he's been very direct, he's been very attacking. Needs to be a little bit sharper in front of goal, but I think that'll come with games. And for me, if he's put in to replace one of these injured players, he's got to take it with both hands and try and stake a claim for a starting 11 spot, and that's what we've got at the minute. Although we're a threadbare squad, I think there is competition in places, especially when the injuries come back. So every player should be putting 100% effort in to be in that starting 11 more often than not. And I think Jason Lakilo has definitely got the ability to be in that starting 11. He just needs to show it consistently, and if he gets that opportunity, take it with both hands. And I think if he is on the pitch and is firing on all cylinders, it could be a danger for Northampton on Saturday. Moving on to the opponent, a brief history. Northampton, founded in 1897, currently managed at caretaker level by John Brady. He's been promoted or stepped up from the under-18s and set up. So not too sure about how he sets up teams. I've looked back at previous games and he seems to like the 4-3-3 formation, which could benefit the Rovers on Saturday. We do like playing against 4-3-3 formation. It gives us chances to kind of overload the midfield and break through that way. So we'll see if John does swap it up a little bit to match us on Saturday. Northampton fans, in the comments down below, is John Brady the man to keep you in League One? And if he does keep you in League One, do you think he'll get the job as a permanent role? Let me know in the comments down below. And recent honours, we look back at kind of the more recent ones. League 2 playoff winners last season, which is why they're now in League 1. But they've also been League 2 winners back in 2015-16, and they've been League 2 runners-up in 2005-2006. So they definitely know how to get out of League 2. Just hopefully, I think the expectation or the wishes of Northampton fans will be to remain in League 1 and be a League 1 team next season. Moving on to the player to watch in my opinion for Northampton, please by all means correct me in the comments down below if you think it should be somebody else. You guys know your team a lot better than what I do, but I'm going with Ryan Watson. 7 goals this season for the Cobblers, and a lot of those have come over the last couple of games. I believe he's scored 5 in the last 4 games, so he's starting to get a bit of a purple patch in form. I think if we prevent him from receiving the ball and getting any chances, we've got a good chance of coming away with something on Saturday. But yeah, for me, Ryan Watson is the man to watch for Northampton. So moving on to the Predictions League table. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, please do. My link is in the description down below, and before the games I will now be posting the family's predictions so you can keep a track of this before the preview comes up. But if you are new to this, if we get the scoreline spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the outcome of the game but not the scoreline right, we get 1 point. And if we get it completely wrong, we get no points. And unfortunately, on Tuesday night, if you have seen on Twitter, we were all fairly confident and we went with Rovers wins. So that 1-0 defeat means no point dished out to anybody. So the table remains exactly the same. Max and Dad joint top on 20 points. Chris in third on 19. And then I am still at the bottom on 18 points. Extremely tight, just like the League 1 table. Plenty of twists and turns coming towards the end of the season, I think. And that takes me on to my score prediction. As I've said in the preview, a very long injury list. I think it's going to fall to how we set up and the personnel within that setup. It's going to be a tough one. Northampton will be fighting for points, fighting to pull away from the bottom four. So I think that, linked with our injury list, could signal a very, very difficult day for Doncaster Rovers. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping that being back on home soil, we'll get that performance that we saw against Portsmouth and Plymouth, and we come away with the 3 points. But if you've seen the videos previously on the channel, you know that I always predict with my head and not my heart. If I predicted with my heart, it'd be a win every single game. So with my head, injury list, Northampton fighting for points, I think it's going to be a very tight, nervy 1-1 draw. Hoping for 3 points though. And that is where I'm going to leave this video. If you've enjoyed it, big thumbs up for us please. Comments in the section down below. Let me know your thoughts on this upcoming game on Saturday. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.